The basic elements of music, lesson 34, scales, and we're going to refer to the major scales. We're going to focus on just the major scales. We're not talking about the modes and all of those other sounds. These are specific scales, major scales. Okay. Again, we have a whole step, which is 3 adjacent keys. So there's 1, 2, 3. And that's a whole step between C and D. And we have our half step, C to C sharp, D flat. That's 1, 2, 2 adjacent keys, which is our half step. Okay. So the major scale uses a specific pattern and order of whole and half steps, and it stays the same. So it doesn't matter what note you start on, you must keep this pattern of whole steps and half steps in the same place each time. And that pattern is a whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Okay. And if we use the solfege, which we're used to hearing with our ear, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, you'll notice that between mi and fa and ti and do are half steps. So between the third and fourth note and the 7th and 8th note. It is what we know as the major scale. So we're going to start on D and end on D. So we have D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. Okay, so those are the notes we're starting with. But if you look at the bottom, we need to have a whole step, a half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step for those set of notes to sound like a major scale. So let's look at the first two and see if they are a whole step. So D to E, yes, that's a whole step. E to F, okay, we faced our first problem. E to F is not a whole step. It is only a half step. So here's where we start using our accidentals and making adjustments. That F needs to be pushed to the right a little bit more to make it an F sharp. So now it is actually a whole step. Okay. So from E to F sharp is our whole step. Okay. Now the next interval we need is a half step. And so you can see by adjusting that F sharp to G, we've already fixed that issue too. So we fixed the issue between E and F, which is not a whole step, it's a half step. So we made it E to F sharp, giving us a whole step, and F sharp to G already fixes our half step. So G to A, we need a whole step. That works out fine. A to B, we need a whole step, and that works out fine. B to C, we need a whole step, but B to C is not a whole step. That's a half step. So we've got to add another accidental, move the C sharp over a little bit, and that gives us our half step, our whole step, and that sets us up to already have our half step for C sharp to D. So we fixed mi fa between F sharp and G, and ti do between C sharp and D. So now we can have a major scale starting on D. So this is different than the modes where we didn't use any accidentals. So now we have a D major scale, and all of the intervals are in the right place, and the whole and half steps are all aligned. Let's start on an E flat. Okay. So between E flat and F, we have to have a whole step if we're going to have a major scale. So E flat to F, and that works out. That's a whole step. That's 3 adjacent keys there, 2 half steps. Okay. Between F and G, we need to have a whole step, and that's fixed already. Okay. Now between G and A, we have to have a half step. But between G and A is not a half step, it's a whole step. So we have to fix it by lowering the A to an A flat, and G to A flat is a half step, so that fixes that. Now, A flat to B, that's an interesting interval. So we have A flat, A, B flat, B. That's 4 adjacent keys. That's larger than a whole whole step. That's too big. So what we have to do is bring the B down to a B flat, and then we have A flat, A, B flat, 3 adjacent keys. So now we fixed it, so we have our whole step. So now between B flat and C, we have to have a whole step. And that's already fixed when we added the B flat. That lined up okay. And between C and D, we have to have a whole step, and that works out fine. And D to E is a whole step, but we have to have a half step. So we have to use a flat to bring the E flat down. We can't raise the D up. We have to bring the E flat down. So D to E flat is our half step. So that fixes the problem there, so that we can have an E flat major scale with all of the whole steps and half steps in the correct alignment. So that's what's essential for a major scale. The whole step, half step pattern, whole step, half step pattern has to be there. Otherwise, it's not going to be a major scale. So you can start on any note. Just make sure the following notes are in this order of whole step, half step, whole step, half step. And that gives you your major scale. So using your keyboard handout, you're going to add the W for whole step and 1/2 for half step. And you need to add sharps and flats. So it's not a matter of just putting whole step and half step in the spaces. You must actually add the sharp or add the flat to fix these. Okay. So there are 2 worksheets. One you're going to add sharps, the other one you're going to add flats, okay, to fix the intervals so that it is specifically whole, half. And if you look at number 1, your pattern is there. So the answer is already there. You just have to fix the rest of them. Okay, that's lesson 34. Your scales, your major scales. So do those worksheets, and by repetition you should be able to get that ingrained, how to build a major scale. Okay, we'll see you in lesson 35.